Hello everyone and welcome to Augmintech's YouTube channel. Today we are going to be talking about how you can create a door within a SketchUp, and I'm going to show you some tricks and tips so that you can create any kind of a door you want in your interiors. Now, here you can see on the screen that there are two types of doors which I've already created here, and you can see that the frames are also different for both of them. So it has a different kind of a frame for both of these. So this is something that we are going to do today. Be careful that in the middle of it, I am going to be sharing with you some tips that you can use to create any sort of a door you want. So first of all, my suggestion is when you are creating a door, do not simply go for any size that you want to. When you're working with the wall, it makes it easier for you to see if you want to change something, if you want to add something or not. So it kind of puts things in perspective. So when we are working in 2D, we do not have any choice. But when we are working in 3D, it is possible for you to work within the element. So you can actually hide everything else if you want to, and just isolate this section, so that we can say here that you isolate just this part and work on just this and hide everything else. That's okay if you have a very large space. But to start with, we are going to create a door frame. So for that, what I like to do is, whatever wall you have your door on, I'm just going to use that as a point of reference and create a rectangle. Then always make that rectangle into a group. So when you create a group, you are making it separate from the rest of the model, which is something you want to do for every little detail in SketchUp. Okay, so if you're not doing that, you will see that if everything is not into a group, things will start to get attached to each other, which will make a very distorted geometry come together. So we do not want that. We created one rectangle, made it into a group. Then I'll go inside and use my offset command to create a door frame like this. Now all you need to do is join it at the bottom, just like this. Remove the extra element. So this is extra. The center is extra. I am going to kind of use this to pull it out and create a door frame which is of the accurate thickness. So just using push and pull tool to take it outwards. Okay, so something like this. Now I have a very basic door frame created for me. Now this is one way of doing it, that you just use this as a door frame, but I would say go a step forward. Use the the offset to create another layer. So let's say 0.5 this is, and you can also go even further if you want and create another element on the side. Okay, so maybe 0.5 again. So there you go. Now this is the one that I do not need, which is in the center. So I'm going to remove that one. This one we can see if we want to use later. But right now I have two elements on the side. So there is this one, which is the bigger one. So we can take this one out. But before you do that, since it is going to create an element for the complete section, you will notice that it has extra elements here, which is something which are also going to get extruded. So I'm going to make it separate from rest of it. Just adding a line separates it from the rest of it. And you can also remove the extra edges that we do not need. So I'm not spending a lot of time on this. You can do clarify this and make it better for yourself. So this is something we have done. We have added this line. Okay, so this is the line that has come up here. I do not want this, so you can remove it. Here, this part also. Again, this element we do not want. So we are just removing all the extra edges that we do not require. Okay, so those are done. Now you can see that we have these 3-4 extra elements. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a thickness of 0.5 here. And then the rest of it, I am not going to add any thickness. You can add a little bit more so that it's easily visible. So this one will become 0.5. And now here I am going to add these extra lines which are going to create this slant effect for me. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here. I'm adding this slant effect or like kind of like a molding that we generally see in many kind of doors. So we are making it a little bit different than what we are used to seeing. Rather than just creating a simple box, we are adding a little bit of a curve, or you can say a slant here. Now this element, I am going to keep it here. Okay, now you can see this is how it looks, this border. And finally, the middle section, I'm going to take it out also. And here we can do something a little bit more different. If you want to add a beading, something of that sort, we can do that. So it's a very nice tool which I'm introducing right now to you, is push and pull tool. This is something that you can use in certain cases when you have a not very complicated geometry, because otherwise it is not going to move very well. So we are going to just create this. Instead of just using the push and pull tool, I'm going to use follow me, and I am going to follow it along all the three sides. This gets tricky. Let me just tell you, might have to do it once or twice to get it right. But once you do it, then you see the kind of detail you get here. So if I just paint this element gray so that I can see how amazing that looks. So you can see that there are so many different elements that you can see here already, right? So now this looks like an actual door frame rather than just creating something with a push and pull tool. Now let's talk about creating a door here. So either we can copy this same door. If you want to create this same door, we can do that, or else we can create a door with a different kind of a molding. So let's try that. Let's create a door which has a different kind of a molding. So I am going to use this edge of it to create my door pane. Make sure you're using the right edge, otherwise it is going to create a very slanted element. How you're going to know that is with the help of the green line that you see, which tells you that this is a straight door pane that you are creating. Again, I'm going to make it into a group because that is something that we are going to do for everything. Okay, now this is the door. Maybe you have a door already in your mind, how you want to create it, or you have created an AutoCAD file of it. You can use that here. That's also an option. It's something that we can discuss in the next video maybe. But here you can see how I am doing it is I am creating, actually I can use a simple method of this also to have a complete border. So I'm going to use this offset to create a 6-inch border. So we have the 6-inch border, and then I'm going to use my grid to get like, okay, let's say this is 30 inches. Then there is a 6-inch gap. So I want to add 2 elements here. So we are creating a panel door. So I'm going to add, 2 different kinds of moldings. Sorry, 2 moldings here. So let's try that. Now, once this is done, we need to create the molding. So for now, I'm just going to create a very simple one. Okay. So let's say this is the one, and then I'm going to add some lines on here to create a complete molding. Something like this. Okay. So just randomly I've created a shape. So make sure it's just joined together so that it's one shape. Okay. So here you go. So this is a shape. It still looks distorted. I'm going to try and do another one. Okay. So here you have this. Then I'm going to add a smaller one. And in the end, I'm going to add a line here. Straight line. Okay, so that's more like a molding. Just remove this one. Right. So once you have this, I'm going to make this into a group, and then you can scale it also, like how big you want, you can decide. And then I'm going to move it towards the edge here. Do you see how I've kind of crossed it along? So that is something you want to do. And then 90 degrees, it is swirled. Again changed. Now this element, what we need to do for the tool that I'm using, the push and pull tool, is that it somewhat needs to be a little bit inner. So we are going to try that. Let's try it without that once. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work, but we can try it off. So first of all, I'm going to make it into not a group. I'm exploding it. And I am also copying this on the top so that maybe if I want to use it later for the second option, then also I can do it. So I'm gonna go for follow me tool, and here let me set the camera angle such that we can do it. And all right, it's too big. It's too big. It's why it's not happening. So we need to make it smaller. Again, I'm going to make it rotate just like this, and then make it smaller. Move it to the edge. Again, it should be a little bit lesser. So moldings are almost like, 1 inch, 2 inch. That's the best you can see here. So I'm going to try and move it along. Okay, so now this one. So it's an advanced tool. So sometimes because of the geometry that we have chosen, it does not work. But you have to. It's almost like a trial and error method. So what we can actually do to rectify this, if this sometimes happens to you, what you can do is you can make it a little bit go a little bit inside. Yeah, just like 0.1, that much. Just a little bit on the inside. I need it to be. Okay, like that. Now the axis is in the middle. So SketchUp will understand that it needs to rotate around the axis. So it will do that. Again, I need to make it a little bit upwards also. All right, I think that works. So I'm going to explode it and then again try follow me. Okay, it needs to select the pane. And move it all along. Just like this. Okay, so now we have created a set of molding. I would recommend you to do it with the help of a proper diagram that you can see, the dimension, so that this kind of a thing does not happen to you. Why this has happened to us right now is because the shape that we have chosen, this one is very small, this one is very big. So sometimes that creates a problem, but you can always pull it and kind of create a proportion like this. Wait, I'm going to create it just till here. Okay, and the middle section till here. So what I'm going to do is, just to rectify this, I'm going to add a line on this edge. And then the top part we can move back so that it does not form a different kind of a situation for you. Now, if we look at it from the outside, do you see how it has formed like a paneled door for us? Now, that's what you want to create. Now, depending on the type of molding you want to, work on, you can create that particular shape for yourself. So we can actually have something like this. This can be copied towards here. Then again, a little bit of depth here. So you have a molding. Okay, so see, this is what happens when you are working only on SketchUp. If you work with your AutoCAD file, all of these things you do not need to do. So that's something we are going to discuss in a later stage in our SketchUp. Okay, moving it here again. Let me see what has worked out, what has not. Okay, so this is something that goes here, and this is something that goes here. Same axis is okay, right? Now this is the kind of element I have. I'm going to make it into a group so that I can move it along to the top. So I'm trying a new one just to show you like if this is something that is working better. All right, so I'm going to move it along like this. And then, as I said, I'm going to keep it a little slightly inside. And then you can explode it and use the tool follow me. Okay. Now the problem with this is just that it needs to have a very proper path so that this knows where to go. But right now it seems like it does not have a path. So let's just give it that again. So we have the element. I'm going to mirror it. And now again, let's explode this and try it again. Tools, follow me. Okay, let us make it follow it. Okay, it does not appear to be a valid path, which means it's a very large shape and it is not making it go like, curve that way. So again, we can make it smaller and try again. As I said, it's a trial and error method because we cannot really understand if it is going to, take the geometry or not take the geometry. It also depends on the RAM that you are working with. Sometimes in a faster computer, these kinds of operations happen faster, and sometimes it just takes a while to actually get the gist of it. So here, finally, it has happened. You can see. Now, similarly, you can, use push and pull if something has left, or else you can create geometries around this part to rectify this. Okay, somewhat like this. Here you have a corner created, so we can create something like that. There is also one more thing that you can do. You can only create a U, and then you can choose to select this part and copy it at the bottom. That also works well. So now you can see that we have created a panel door. Now all of this we can color into a darker gray. This element is separate, so I'm going to color that as well. And you can see that we have a different kind of a door altogether. Now you can add a handle here, you can add a lock or whatsoever, and you can create. So you can see this is how the door looks like. Here you can also manage to create more elements. If you want to add glass, if you want to add more moldings, you can do that. But the best way of creating a molding like this is this number one, or else you can create 1, 2, 3, 4 elements separately and then join them together to create a molding, which is something that you can do with a push and pull tool. I hope you learned something new in today's video. I will see you in the next one. Thank you for joining in.